Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to Cask 529. I'm Brian.
And I'm Shona.
Tonight, Shona has, we talked about doing a blind tonight, and she came up with 4 bottles. We had somebody stop by a little while ago.
Yep. And they probably looked at me like I had 2 heads, because we know them, but not very well. But they had to pick up an order from us, so I'm like, hey, while you're here, would you mind? And he said, I really appreciate it. But they were good sports. They did it for us. So everybody has been telling me, and some shows that I've been watching really talk highly about Evan Williams products. We have never had Evan Williams that we know of. I'm sure that, well, someone told me that if we've ever had an old fashioned at a local restaurant that we go to, that they use Evan Williams, and we have had old fashions there. Yep. So more than likely we've had it in a cocktail, but we've never had it straight, neat. So, and people say you really need to give it a try because it's a lot better than what you think, and it's cheap.
From a price point, it's very hard to beat.
So what I did was I picked up the 2, the bottled and bond Evan Williams and the Evan Williams 1783 small batch, and I looked at our stock to see what I could compare them to that were higher price, maybe a little harder to get. So I wanted to see if these 2 higher price bourbons, E.H. Taylor small batch and Woodford Reserve Double Oak, could beat the Evan Williams products, or if the Evan Williams products would beat them. Now, E.H. Taylor small batch, 100 proof, bottled and bond, $49.99 and allocated. Really hard to get. Evan Williams bottled and bond, $19.99, 100 proof, you know, easy. Walk in the store and get it. $19.99. Woodford Reserve Double Oak, pretty easy to find. Sometimes you might have a little bit harder times getting it. Locally here, we can pretty much get it. 90.4 proof, $55.99. Then you have the Evan Williams 1783 small batch, 90 proof, so it's very comparable, same proof as the Double Oak, but it's only $21.99.
So less than half price.
Yeah, and so I took that challenge because I've had our friend, my old boss Pete, told me about Evan Williams, but it's like soon after he told me, it's like I started hearing it from several people, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to have to really give it a try.
Yeah, and I find that too. It seems like sometimes we will never have heard of something because maybe we're not listening for it.
Right.
And then once somebody brings it to our attention, it seems like wherever we look or whoever we listen to, that's what we see or that's what we hear about. And I feel like that's what's happened with Evan Williams is, I guess I did know it existed, but I never really thought much about it.
Yep. So let's start this, and before we do get started, I just wanted to let people know, just in case you don't make it towards the end, Brian will be taking us down to get a basement bar build update. So as soon as we get this blind done, we'll be heading down there so everybody can see how that's coming. So please be sure to stay tuned if you want to see that. And also, I'll remind people, if you haven't already seen it, what we will be giving away when we hit 500 subscribers, if you have not already seen it. All right, let's start with number 1.
Okay. The color, I have no idea which one's which, but it seems to be a lot lighter. It almost seems like they go darker as they...
really does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so number 1. Sweet on the nose.
Definitely no heat on the nose.
No, I'm picking up notes of caramel. Just sweetness. Smooth, a little bit of burn. Not bad though.
No, not bad.
Picking up the caramel, the vanilla. A little bit of char, just a hint of char.
Yep. The burn is, it's not, like you said, it's not a bad burn, but it doesn't seem to change much. It's pretty consistent across the palate.
Not bad. I'd drink it.
I like it. I'm not sure.
Definitely not
what
my
it is.
favorite bourbon I've ever had in the world, but it's not bad.
Well, one of these you better pick out.
I know.
That's one of
It's
your
the
favorites.
pressure. It's pressure.
It is hard when you're looking down the barrel of that, isn't it?
I should have put a bullet out here. That way you would have had that pressure too. Ooh, this one's really sweet on the nose. Sweetness, but then I've got a touch of ethanol, just a tiny bit. A lot of vanilla in this, in the nose.
Really sweet, really smooth. Kind of a maple flavor. I get.
I think I'm getting a little bit more brown sugar than maple, but some char, a little bit of vanilla, maybe a little bit apple.
Yeah. Right at the start, I think, is where that's where I think I noticed that. When it first hits your palates, I get like a caramel apple, like a candied apple.
Yeah,
Really good.
yep, it's good. Almost took a drink of the answer key here.
Don't know if that would have done anything for you. I like that one.
Okay, number 3. This one I am picking up ethanol for sure. It's the first thing that hits my nose. So it's kind of the only thing hitting my nose, honestly. Hits you on the palate as well. A little bit of sweetness.
Now, see, we talked about this just the other night, and I mentioned maple syrup. You said, well, you get that a lot. I get that creamy again with this, and the flavor that puts me in mind of maple syrup.
Maybe the second time around that one will be better. I'm not loving number 3. It really puts me in mind of Buffalo Trace.
Oh no, no.
And I know that's
no.
not out here on the table, so.
See, I like 3. I don't. I don't feel that it really reminds me anything of Buffalo Trace because I like it.
That's good.
However, possibly that's from the Buffalo Trace line.
Could be, yes.
You know, you may
Yeah,
be
'cause E.H. Taylor.
you may be picking the similarities out that way.
Why I say that is because on the nose I got the ethanol, like the fingernail polish remover almost, and then it even went to the palate that way.
Yeah.
And I just can't.
And with Buffalo Trace, I get like gasoline on the palate, and that was really quite pleasant to me on the palate, but
Hey, maybe next time around I'll like it better.
maybe.
But
And maybe I won't.
first time around, not liking it.
On to number 4.
A little bit of sweetness, definitely picking up some oak on the nose. I know which one this is.
Do you? Are you sure?
I'm positive.
So Shona thinks this is Woodford double oaked.
Nice, smooth, oaky, rich, bold flavors.
It is oaky. And the flavors are
Sweetness.
bold.
Yep.
I haven't had enough of the Woodford to say with the certainty that you have that that's what that is. But
I'm guessing number 4 is Woodford. It's delicious. And if it's not Woodford,
so are we just going to place these in order tonight of how we like them, or are we trying to guess stuff? Or?
no, we're just going to rank them. But since you put me in the hot seat, I felt like I needed the name of the
Well,
one I
I'm
thought
going to
was-
guess that I am going to guess that 3 is E.H. Taylor.
You think number 3 is E.H. Taylor?
But we'll see we'll see what happens here. But I do like that number 4, but I liked all of them, honestly.
So as we're going through these and ranking them, want to make sure, if you haven't seen it already, I believe right before the show we were at 316 subscribers. So once we get to 500, I do not know everything that will be in the prize package giveaway, but we will be giving a bottle of Stag once we hit 500 subscribers. So when we hit 500, be looking for the giveaway announcement, because you'll want to enter to be able to win that bottle of Stag. So we also need your help. 1, make sure that you're hitting that subscribe button, the like button, ring the bell, comment, whatever you can do to assist us. And tell your friends so that we can get to 500.
Absolutely.
Your spouse, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, whoever.
Anyway,
Anybody.
some random guy in line in the
Your kids, if they're 21 or over.
in the bourbon line
Yeah.
on Saturday morning.
Tell everybody so we can get to 500, because we're really hopeful that we'll hit 500 by Christmas. So, because that would make a wonderful Christmas gift for someone to receive.
That really would. I mean, that may be a lofty goal, but
I'm not liking number 3 any better. Oh. Oh. I will be devastated if number 3 is Woodford. Well, I believe we're pretty opposite once again.
yeah.
Okay, let's get this show on the road.
Let's do it.
So, Bryan put number 3 in first place. I put number 3 in last place. So your number 1 is the Evan Williams
Really?
Bottled and Bond.
At $19.99.
You really are a cheap
I
date.
am. That's a phenomenal pour for $20.
It's a horrible pour for $20.
For $20.
No, I'm joking. I don't like it. I would not reach for that bottle.
Okay.
Bryan would. It's his
Yeah.
first place. So
I like it a lot.
so there you have it. You may or may not like it.
I don't get the ethanol at all that
I get.
you get.
Number 4, which is Bryan's second place, and my first place, and the one that I said was the double oaked, the Woodford double oaked, is Woodford double oaked. So this is my number 1.
It's my number 2.
Bryan's number 2. And your third place is number 2, which I had in second place. So number 2 was E.H. Taylor. So that ranked second for me and third for Bryan. So what this has taught me is I like the more expensive bourbons. Number 4 for Bryan, the fourth place for Bryan is number 1, which is third place for me, is the Evan Williams 1783.
And it was what place for you?
It was third place for me.
Yeah, see this one to me was just not much more than drinking a glass of water. I really didn't get anything out of it. It's not harsh, which obviously it wouldn't be comparing it to water, right? I mean, it just...
Right. So this one, as we tasted, was number 1. EH was number 2. This one was number 3, and this one was number 4. And unfortunately, number 1 and number 3 were my last 2 picks. Number 3 was Bryan's first, and number 1 was his last. So you did pick Evan Williams, the 1999 bottle.
I did, the 1999.
Good job. I love it. However, when you buy that, you just use it, okay? I don't want it.
Well, at that rate, this will probably last a long time because you drink far more here at home than I do. You do.
Maybe so.
You do.
Okay, so this was an eye-opener, I think,
It
for
was,
you, definitely.
really. Yeah.
I'm glad that we tried
it.
it.
Show, and we've said this since we started doing this, you don't have to buy a $50 or $60 or $70 bottle of bourbon. You don't have to buy that. We've had $20 or $25 bourbons that you did like.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I really like the Old Forester 100 proof, and it's only $23.99.
Wild Turkey 101.
And it's $26.99, yeah. I mean, there's several $20 bottles I really like.
Yeah, and there's several that we've had together that we really like.
Yes.
So we're not always going to like the same bottles, just as you guys aren't going to like what we like all the time.
Right.
But it's just another example of lower end cost.
Right. Like this one's only $19.99, and your bullet is $27.99.
Right.
So you really need to try this against your bullet sometime, because you use bullet to mix all your drink, like cocktails.
Yeah.
Where this is like a lot cheaper. Just saying. You save you some
if
money.
that makes a good drink.
All right, so stay tuned if you would. Bryan's going to take you down to give you an update on the basement. And
So we'll end the video like we have in the past, and then right at the end of it, we'll pick up the basement tour. So we've made good progress. I feel like we have. It's never enough. It's never fast enough. But we're kind of at a point now where we ought to start seeing more, I think.
Yep.
I got the ceiling painted last evening and today. Going to start working on walls. The drop ceiling will probably be near the end, in the spaces, and you'll see those spaces where this drop ceiling is going. But a lot of the outlets are in. We've got a few lights in.
we cut out we ripped all the boards today to do the
The lower shelving.
Yep, the lower
behind the bar.
cabinetry. Yep.
And once that's in, we'll be able to do the concrete countertop, which we hope to be able to do this coming weekend. So that's what we're working towards right now. So we're going to wrap this up, and stay tuned if you want to see the basement progress. We'll tack that onto the end of the video, but I think for now that's all we have.
It is. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks for joining us, everyone. Welcome back, everyone. Here we are in the basement. What's soon to be basically just a second living area, and of course what will be the bar area. So Shona is standing at the bottom of the steps. You can see we've got some of the perimeter lighting in, just so we can see what we're doing down here. There's a dark area here. There's going to be two more smaller lights here that I will call eyeball lights, for lack of a better term. They will swivel, and we'll be able to point those at the wall. You may see two holes in the ceiling over here, and they are going to be the same type lights that will point at these two walls. As I've mentioned in the past, there'll be a door here. That door is only to allow access to like the gas line and the electrical for the furnace. Shauna's wine bar is all covered up, and she carried yesterday all the stone down that she's going to wrap the bar front with. So that's going to be exciting. I think we're looking forward to that. You'll notice that the ceiling is all painted, and it's textured. We didn't go with a smooth ceiling, we went with a textured ceiling. Back this way, this is just a hallway, a small hallway, and I will let Shona come back this way. In here is actually the laundry area and the furnace. There'll be access to the furnace from in here. And then in this room, this will be Shauna's office. We've got some lighting in the soffit. It's not in yet, but the holes are ready. Right here. This will be a drop ceiling. There'll be a couple more lights out here in the middle of the room. Of course, these beautiful lights will be going away. There is a small closet here in the corner. And when I say small, it is small, but should be plenty for anything we're going to do with it down here. And behind Shona is one of the two storage areas that we've built in. And again, there'll be a 36-inch door on there, so we'll be able to get anything in or out of there without any problems. And then we'll go back here to the exciting part. The bar area has really taken shape since the last video. So I don't know if Shona can see it where she's at. We went with a tongue and groove ceiling over top of the bar, which Shona and I really like that ceiling. We use that a lot in different projects. You can see cutouts. The lights aren't in yet, but there will be more LED lighting. around the perimeter of the bar. Those are ideally over the seating area. These wires that you'll see sticking out of the ceiling are more of the, I'll call them again, eyeball lights. They'll shine at shelving on the back wall. We're really excited to have a place to get all our bourbon off the kitchen counter. And back this way, it's dark in there. I don't have any lights in there yet, but this whole end of the basement behind through this doorway is more storage. And this is the half bath, which is really just a room at this point. But I don't have, this is the one room I guess I don't have the lights cut in yet. So there will be 3 lights in this soffit. There'll be a vanity here. The toilet will sit here. And probably, I'm guessing Shona will want a storage cabinet in here, but we'll see how that goes. And Shona has got concrete board all the way around the knee wall for the bar. So she's ready to start laying her stone. I don't know when that's going to happen. I'm guessing soon though. Maybe not before the weekend, but probably soon. So I think that's all we've got to show you guys right now. We're excited. It's coming along. Hopefully, maybe in a month or so, we'll be shooting videos from behind the bar. So that's kind of our goal. So we're excited to get there. Until next time, guys, thanks for tuning in.